Hi, I'm Dan Seidman of God Influence, and you made a great decision today to visit this website, and especially to view this video. I'm the sales expert for the 12 Coaches Experience, and I am the author of the 600-page Ultimate Guide to Sales Training, a spectacular tool for sales professionals around the world. Hey, because of this global resource, I've been called the trainer to the world's sales trainers by Willis Turner, CEO of SMEI.org, the 125-year-old international sales and marketing organization. Well, Willis most recently invited me to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, where I did a day of sales training using my ultimate objection handling tool. Great experience with a room full of hungry to learn salespeople and entrepreneurs just like you. I want to tell you a secret. Come here. A little closer. I'll tell you something you're not supposed to know. The sales coach is the most important, the most critical piece of the entrepreneurial puzzle. That's right. Think about how this works. You shape your company well with innovation, leadership, and outstanding customer service. This adds up to the creation of a huge competitive advantage. You see to it that your communication skills are stellar. Because of that, you get marketing and media and public relations right. You look to improve your mental focus and personal development. This sets a foundation for great networking. You get all these elements in place. Now look what has to happen in order to explode your cash flow. You need selling skills. Get this. Do everything else right and miss the sales piece, and you are in a boatload of trouble, or a train load or a plane load, depending on which preference you have for travel. I wrote an article addressing this. It's called The 800-Pound Lie of Guerrilla Marketing. It even has the blessing of guerrilla marketing guru J. Conrad Levinson. He's a friend of mine. Oh, and he's a White Sox fan. Chicago White Sox, if you ever want to get his attention, mentioning the Sox will do it. Anyway, I can send you that article as well as two others. The second one is or how to create emotion, how to evoke emotion when you sell. Nobody teaches this except me. Emotion is huge. In fact, I've already done the research on my next book on this topic. I've gathered over 1,000 pages and 70 plus psychological and sociological studies on emotion and decision making. You need to know about this, but you're going to have to wait till I publish the book. The third article is the one sales test you're guaranteed to fail. It's only 3 questions, and I bet you miss all 3 of them. Big, fat, 0. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the test right now. Here's question number 1. Who are you really competing with? No, it's not yourself, though that's a good guess. There's a better one. It's not the cheapest competitor. You're competing with the best salesperson your buyer has ever faced. And your buyer means each one of them, including all of those you're calling on right now. Think about it. Someone, somewhere set the bar for each of your buyers that you encounter for the rest of your career. Someone was a total pro in front of them. And he or she was smooth, smart, probably a great listener, asked questions that rocked the buyer's world. So you now know that you're really competing with this, and the real question is this: do you want to chase that pro who led the way? Do you? Or do you want to be that pro that sets the bar and wrecks it for every other salesperson that follows you? That's what I'd be looking to do. This training experience will put you in first place in that race. Here's the second question of 3. What is the number 1 problem for anyone who sells anything? Can't close is popular, and that's really the number 3 problem. Number 1 is this: we chase poor prospects. We chase poor prospects. I mention this in a room full of sales managers and executives, and heads start nodding like a Yankee Stadium Babe Ruth bobblehead giveaway. And whether you're a Yankees fan or not, you can't like the idea that you probably spend too much time chasing buyers who don't return calls or emails, who won't be honest during your sales conversations. And there are those who hide enough that you're confused. Well, like, what really happened? I thought it was a great sales call. And eventually, you get that acid sizzling hard and hot enough, you think the guy sitting next to you can hear it burning a hole through the wall of your stomach. These are bad prospects. You will learn to eliminate this problem, but for now, be aware that all of us have spent too much time chasing poor prospects. Oh, you might wonder what the salesperson's number 2 problem is. We mentioned number 1 and number 3. That is that we don't open every sales call by taking charge and giving direction to the dialogue in order to get an outcome at the end of the conversation. Let's talk about that momentarily. Think of how many times you finished a call and have fizzled with a, let's talk in a week or 2. And then you can't even get them back on the phone. That's lame, and that's a shame. That we make the same mistake over and over and over again without a strategy to prevent it. To deal with that here, you'll learn a technique, a great technique that I'll call one great opening is worth 10,000 closes. Because honestly, if you can't open well, you will never get close to the close. So here's your final test question. What is your responsibility on a sales call? What is your responsibility on a sales call? Here's a hint. The best answer has to be right 100% of the time. That eliminates a lot of your choices. So your responsibility on a sales call. Educate, okay, sometimes, not all the time. Close, hopefully, but not necessarily on the first call. Something else. Discover felt needs. Ooh, felt needs. You've had some training. But not all the time either. Here's the answer. It is right 100% of the time. And it'll give you true focus for the rest of your selling career if you keep it top of mind all the time in dealing with buyers. Your responsibility on a sales call is to get a decision. You want to write that down right now on a piece of paper or even tattoo it on your forearm. Get a decision. This means that each time you see, speak, or connect with a buyer, you must get some decision. It might be a yes. That'd be nice. It's a sale. Is a no good? Yes, it is. That's a decision too. Remember the problem chasing poor prospects? A solid no means we can move on, attend to people who are more likely or want to buy from us. So turn your back on a no and move on. That's a decision. What else? How about a next step? That's excellent. Is call me next Thursday a next step? No, it is not. I always get a few people saying yes. It's not. How about next Thursday afternoon? It's better, but it's not really a next step. How about we'll speak next Thursday at 2 p.m.? Yes, that's a next step. Here's a big but. There's something else. The real pros know that sometimes 2 p.m. rolls around and you can't get the buyer on the phone. We've all had that happen. So when the appointment is set for 2 p.m., the pros say something like, so we're both very busy, and if it happens that I call at 2 p.m. and you're not there, what do I do? Do I call your assistant? Do I call your cell phone? See, this way you let the buyer know how serious this call is, and of course how successful you are, because you're busy too, right? Your time's important. The buyer's response tells you how serious he or she is about reconnecting as well. So, anyway, let's talk about those 3 questions. How did you do on the 3 questions from the test? Did you get that 0 I mentioned? But you got some great coaching tips throughout the answer, didn't you? And from this video experience. So to receive those 3 articles, send me an email to 12coaches@gotinfluenceinc.com, gotinfluenceinc.com, and get signed up for 12 coaches today. It's a wise decision, and it proves what you already know, that only you are in control of your success. Only you're in control of your sales future. And with the right coaching, you can take more money home to your family.